Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Commodity TV and a new episode of our online interview series. We want to get an update from Hannan Metals, and Michael Hudson, the CEO, is here with us. Good morning to Australia. Hi.
Hey, good morning, Jochen. Lovely to see you.
Yeah, great to see you also back, Michael, here. And it's a great thing. I'm a shareholder of the company. I want to disclose that up front. And yeah, Hannan Metals is a really interesting, exploration company in Peru, but also Chile, also Ireland. But let's start first with Peru, and we should mention also that Teck is, I think, a 9% shareholder. So soon maybe you have Swiss Glencore also as a shareholder because they are buying Teck.
Yeah, 9.9% actually. Teck just increased their position in a small raise we did a few weeks ago.
Yeah, unbelievable. That's fantastic. So maybe we can start with Peru. Can you give us shortly a bit of an update? I think on the Belen gold copper discovery, you have expanded quite nice, right?
Yeah, Hannan's an interesting company, Jochen. It's a slow burn, unfortunately, and I know that doesn't always work in the public domain. But Hannan certainly is one to put in your back pocket for the next year or so. It's got a few different arms that are coming together very nicely. One is the Valiente project, which includes Belen, the project you mentioned. And so that's 100% owned. We've got a joint venture with the Japanese government, JOGMEC, in another project a few hundred kilometers north. So the JOGMEC project is a sediment-hosted copper silver project. Valiente is the copper gold porphyry project. And then, of course, as you mentioned, we have some legacy projects that we still very much like, but we're sort of on the slower end there in terms of expenditures in the zinc world. But we're just drilling there as we speak. And then in Chile, it's a relatively low cost entry to testing a potential porphyry target there, and Chile is a lot quicker to drill permit than Peru is. So that's all the parts. And you asked specifically about Valiente, and I would say that would be our flagship project in terms of it's 100% owned. We've got a 150-kilometer area, a brand new porphyry belt. Most people know that about Hannan now. It's in the high jungle, so it's in areas that really haven't traditionally been explored. We've got something like 17 porphyries. We're de-risking areas poco a poco, as they say in Peru, little by little. So we've got one area that we call Belen, and then we've got, and that's just two porphyries by itself. It's a 3-kilometer long epithermal field and a skarn target around both those porphyries in that area. Now that's a key area because we're conducting our DIA there, our Declaration Impacto Ambiental, which is the EIA for drill permitting. It sounds all very convoluted, but the simple point is that's where we want to be drilling. You know, we've got porphyries literally sticking out of the ground. These are very large. We've done all the groundwork over the whole area. So over the whole 150 kilometers, we've narrowed it down with stream sediments. We've flown airborne mag over the last 12 months, a $500,000 survey. We've done some on-the-ground geophysics and IP geophysics. So we've defined these targets, and now we're ready to drill. What does that mean in terms of time frame? Probably still a year away, unfortunately.
Why does it take so long?
Welcome to Peru. It's in various. Okay. I mean, I've been talking to a lot of the hierarchy in Peru and just telling them that their timeframes are uninvestable for most of the market. Now we've got a number of different projects to offset that risk, I suppose, around the timing. But you don't come across brand new porphyry belts in the world very often, especially those in the second largest producing country for copper in the world, being Peru. And not only have we got one, we've got 17 of them at least. And the other key aspect is the social licensing point, which we can get into, but you need to have the local people on side, and we've been working very hard to bring them along. And in a way, you don't earn your social license overnight, so at least the time for permitting works with developing a social licensing strategy and outcome where you can bring people along in the timeframes that they're probably more comfortable with.
Okay, super. So Peru, we have to wait. That's the message I'm getting here. But everything is set up, and when you can really start drilling, let's say next year, hopefully, then things
Yeah,
can
well,
rock.
only the Valiente project, the JOGMEC project.
Yeah.
We went through our DIA last March, so we're getting very close to that. So I would expect come Q3, no promises because it's very hard to second guess Peru now, and there's so many things out of our hands. But I would suggest Q3. We could be gaining those drill permits for the JOGMEC JV, which is fully funded. JOGMEC are spending $2 million or 1.6 million this year, US dollars, and fully funding that project to earn their interest in the project, which they still have another $4 or $5 million to spend to earn their initial interest, which will be 51%. So we're getting very close there. So there could be very much drilling around those sort of timeframes. It's just the Balian area where we may have to wait that we will have to wait that year. I suspect, not May. I think it is a will. Yeah.
Okay, super. That sounds great to me. So then let's come shortly to Ireland. You are drilling there. So how many meters? What's the purpose? Let's say, what is the target of that? What do you want to achieve?
Well, we're always after the big swing in Hannan. Okay, so Hannan was set up on the thesis of finding. I shouldn't use this term because it's bandied around very much, but world-class systems, big systems, not just legacy mines where you may find a small target. Legacy mines is a good strategy, but it's generally, we want to find elephants. And Peru, absolutely, we've demonstrated that in the sediment-hosted copper world and the porphyry world. In Ireland, it's a different commodity. It's lead, silver, zinc. We've conducted over the years millions of dollars of seismic surveying, and that's the way to unravel the complexity of Irish-style systems. We've got a very deep target there. It's 700 or 800 meters deep, but it's probably got one of the biggest fault relay systems, which is a complex way of saying the right fluid pathways that form one of Europe's largest mine just down the road from us, literally in Ireland. So it's called Navan. So that is ongoing right now. You'll see an update, excuse me, very soon on that drilling, and yeah, that's just a sleeper in our pocket. We're not spending a lot of money there, but we just want to test that system. So an update will be coming very shortly on that drilling as we progress that drill hole. And then, of course, there's Chile, which is the other project. And we're bringing these low-cost projects. That's Ireland, but also Chile, where we can do where we just conducted some EM and mag in the Paleocene belt that comes from the world's largest copper producer in Chile, and if we're successful in defining those targets there, we can put drill holes in within about 3 months. So let's see what the geophysics tell us around the targets that we're testing there. We had some historic information that came out of BHP and other companies that suggested there's a very good concurrent mag and EM target at depth. But again, it's just a watch and see. But you'll see an update very shortly on that program as well.
Okay, super. Yeah, then there's a lot going on, I would say. Fantastic. Yeah. So from my side, that's all fine. What is the cash situation in the company? Are you financed through for this year?
Well, we just did a small raise of about 1.6 million Canadian. So we have north of 3 million Canadian in the bank, and that will absolutely take us through if we drill in Chile, the Irish drilling, and then, of course, JOGMEC's fully funded for the drilling that we hope will come through this year. And then that money will get us through to the drill permitting stage at Valiente. So we're very well placed financially to get us through 3 drill programs, if you like, and lead us up to the big one, which is Valiente.
Super. One question, but that's more, let's say, a bit hypothetical, which I want to discuss with you. When Glencore is taking over Teck now, Yeah, and I have a feeling that they really will succeed. Might that change something in the future? Because we know that Glencore is really going after copper. They really want to get big in copper. Is Might that mean something for you by now? Is that too early to say?
Well, obviously, we haven't had any conversations with Glencore. Glencore have been in Peru for a long time, and we'll see where all that goes. But I can tell you that Teck just increased its position, like I said at the start of this interview, from 9 to 9.9% only over the last month or less. So maybe that says something, maybe it doesn't. But no, I can't comment more, Jochen,
Okay.
because we'll
Yeah.
see where that goes. But the demand I just reflect on this, and I've reflected with you before. We're yet to drill a drill hole in Peru, and that's why we have the interest of both the Japanese government and Canada's largest mining company in Teck, and we're still to drill a drill hole. So the demand for copper and big systems is rare to have these systems, and that's why we're getting that attraction. And so it's rare to see that investment. Historically, at least, in projects that haven't seen drill holes, but we're seeing that now.
Yeah, and that's why the demand will go up for big systems, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah,
The top 10 copper mines in the world 10 years ago
yeah,
are the same
yeah.
copper mines today, but they're
Yep.
producing less at lower grades. So we're
Yeah,
going to mine more copper in the next 20 years than we have for the history of Earth. So it's
yeah, it's
unprecedented.
unbelievable.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
crazy.
Definitely. Super. Okay. Thank you very much, Michael. I'm looking forward to the next update then, which we will do definitely after the summer. And yeah, lots of good things are going on, and please us with some nice drill results from Ireland. Super. Thanks. All the best, Michael.
Thanks, Jochen.
Thank you. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Michael Hudson, the CEO of Hannan Metals, and you heard it. The drills are turning in Ireland, and they are also, doing their research in Chile already. They have started while they are waiting for the drill permits in Peru, and for Valiente, and also at San Martin with JOGMEC, things are going well. The drill program is funded. The company has enough money to really do everything, and I think it's a great call option on copper, because copper is the metal of choice, not the flavor of the day or the month, it's the flavor of the next decades, because we need so much copper. And as Michael alluded to, we need to produce the same amount of copper over the next 10 years, probably, what mankind has produced so far, to really fulfill and satisfy all renewable energy dreams. And so from that perspective, large copper systems are en vogue, and I have a good feeling that companies like Glencore, BHP, Rio Tinto, etc., they are all searching for that, and that's probably why Teck is already in also. And it's getting interesting. Make sure you have your foot in the door, as I have. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Switzerland.